And we're back at it with a full episode of me trying to kill that baby comic dragon. The way things are looking right now. Shouldn't take more than an hour or two. First of all, let's check out the crawlers we've equipped at the moment. Oh well, these work fine. Oh, wonderful. Oh, this is going to take ages. Let's try out this longbow hunting. Excellent. That should do some damage. Yeah, I actually don't even care about getting hit anymore. What I need is damage any way I can. Yeah, that's okay. Adamantium is fine. Fuck is this thing? Revenant. I'll deal with you in a moment. And we finally ended that little episode. And all we've got to show for it is some gold. Now, if only I had kept track of which of these up staircases I came from, I would know where to go next. Ah, well. Not that important in the end. We'll just try it out. Ah, looks like this is the right direction. There's a forge on this level. I don't care. Even if I wanted to try my hand at smithing, I wouldn't use a forge on D27 to do it. And this is very much not a shop at all. Thankfully, I'm smart enough to know that. So what we've got here is bold target practice. Though I might as well equip an amulet of free action anyway. Well, this is fun. Mimics attacking each other, and now they're paralyzing each other. The tables have turned. So that's master mimics and greater mimics in the mimic hive mind. Wow, this would take ages to take out. Ah, well, with an amulet of free action, I can actually do that. Do this in melee. With the exception of the mimic hive mind, I have to be careful about that thing. I can do a fair amount of damage, I think, even without the paralysis involved. Though I guess you get kind of a warped image, because if you end up paralyzed by mimics, it doesn't really matter how much damage do they per hit, they will eventually kill you simply because they keep you paralyzed until the end. So you don't actually get a good image of how much damage they actually do per hit if you are paralyzation resistant. Because at that point they're just regular old creatures. And apparently they give quite a bit of experience. Dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. Epic music. I might as well break the 60 food preservation barrier. Food preservation is one of the skills that significantly improves at certain skill thresholds. The first of which is 60, I think. And it's in the manual if you want to check it out. There's tons of stuff in the manual that you'd never can play years without ever realizing. I have no idea. Tons of really crappy skill modifiers, but the skills of good modifiers are mostly useless. That's the Mimic Hive Mind. That's worth the burning hands. 50 stones long spear should probably be Eternium. Gotta love Eternium. Let's get it. And kill the Greater Mimic and we're done. Ow. This is why you try to open doors from an angle if you can at all help it. I just didn't pay enough attention there. You stumble on a statue. It looks like a mad wizard ripping pages out of a spellbook. An inscription at the bottom reads, "Knowledge is a finite resource. The more you learn, the more you forget." Yeah, I have no idea what the purpose of that is. But apparently I can't kick this statue, so I don't really know how to interact with it at all. Or whether it even would do anything. But there you go. That's another of the new statues showcased in one of my episodes. Okay, everything should be fine here. That guy apparently already had some kind of battle. And I'm guessing the battle was with the arrow trap over there. Wait, no. I completely forgot I completely forgot what's happening again. Maybe not exactly the right hour to be playing this game again. But then again, you kind of have to take what you get. Otherwise, you'd never see any ADOM happening. I do feel in the mood for it. Oh, that reminds me. I mean, free action is gone for an Ankh. To actually have a better helmet ready. Just about to. Right? I should equip my White Dragon Scale Mail. That's way better. Can't complain about my armor at all at this point. And we just went up. We can go up again. If I read that layout right, to advance in the dungeon. But here's the Wall of Flames. So the next step on our journey, oh well, let's make it the second next step of our journey, is our foray into the Tower of Eternal Flames. It'll be the second next step because before I do that, I can actually visit a Tomb of the High Kings and obtain the Ring of the High Kings. I usually do that first because I can, not because there's a particular reason to do so. We do what we must because we can. Could take a while. One day away, we will pass through Dwarf Town and sell some more items. That is the thing that's gonna happen. Holy crap, he's a bitch. I might as well check whether I'm... Yeah, I have 1 year of unnatural aging. Whether it was these guys or someone else, I don't know. 1 year actually seems like it would have been a ghost bat at an earlier stage of the game. Because ghost lords usually bite off more than that. There we are at the Banshee level. Might as well eat something on the way. Berserker Prince is still okay to kill with melee. What you shouldn't try to do that with is Berserker Emperors. They have quite enough melee damage to be dangerous to any character at any stage of the game. This stage, her stat training is almost over, which means I might want to drink that potion of gain attributes I still have. Oh, this again. We can do this some other way again, actually. Save ourselves some hassle. Actually not a bad idea to be digging anyway, since I have the gemology skill by virtue of being elementalist. So that actually results in some decent returns on investment of time. Well, I'm immune to lightning, but my equipment isn't, so let's run like hell. Now, which way to take back? Keep forgetting what we dealt with. I think this way leads to the animate. Well, might as well. I am, after all, invisible. I teleported about halfway. Now, if I teleport again, the odds are decent that it will take me closer. And now the odds become worse for that happening. So let's not do it again. Let's get ourselves a second shield. And try to weave our way through. Like the nimble little hobbit that we are. Yeah. There we go. And here. And there. Doesn't look like any of the trees are onto us. Spoke too soon. One of them almost hit me. One of them keeps trying to attack me. And some of them are looking for me. Actually, I'm going to turn around and try and take that spellbook over there. There are many things that are worth a detour, but for an elementalist, any spellbook of anything, well, any spellbook might be valuable. I might not bother with a wizard. Yeah, even with a wizard, I'd probably do it, but there's no question that I'd do it with an elementalist. Now, a second spellbook of teleportation is actually one of the worst outcomes, because I do already have that spell, thank you very much. I even have it in a wand and stuff like that, so not really any need. What I'm really hoping for would be a spellbook of Acid Ball, which because it would give me one of the damage options that an Elementalist doesn't get. And Acid Ball happens to be one of the very few spells that can damage just about anything in the game. Acid is by far and away the most valuable damage type to have in your arsenal. And nothing much interest here. Stairs are over here. What's this? Oh, brass swing. Nobody cares. 15 of those, like, oh well, not 15, but it's like 7. Well, it doesn't hurt to have one more. Let's kill that thing before it summons even more spiders. Okay, we're back in Dwarf Town. Now we need to get our stuff identified again. Let's see. Yeah, I might as well do that with the scroll. I mean, I'm not likely to run out of holy water at this stage. And let's go to Walden Books. I should, though, uncurse the mithril cap at some point. And especially as it turns out that Helmet of Teleportation actually has the best armor of anything I have. Which is annoying because I don't have the teleport control to mitigate its negative aspects. Besides, it would burn in the heat of the Tower of Eternal Flames anyway, so I'm probably not going to switch away from the Mithril Cap anyway, so I don't have to uncurse it at all. Instead, let's start dropping stuff I need to sell. Helm of Water Breathing I might as well keep. Maybe I'll go to the Water Dragon Cave quite soon. Elven Chamber I might as well sell. I have the Ancient Mummy Wrapping as a replacement. Yeah, that shield weighs a ton. I'm not sure I want to keep it like that. I don't need those. I don't need the cloaks either. I have never figured out what amulets of health are good for, so I might as well sell them. And as it turns out, I do now own an amulet of teleport control, which is great news. Adamantium rapier, adamantium short sword, get bent. And I might also sell an Eternium two-handed sword and a long spear. I don't really need the short bows at this stage. They're not very good anyway. Why do I have a singular rock? That doesn't make any sense. Sell a whole bunch of C's. Praise the Lord that I own a fireproof blanket, and even a second one. I do not need a ring of weakness, thank you. Nor do I need a second ring of damage while we're at it. So we have 2 spellbooks of Lightning Ball and 1 spellbook of Teleportation. Somehow I really hope I can actually read that spellbook, the spellbooks of Lightning Ball properly. Let's get that shit sold. Back at Burdened. No, everything's fine, I think. I can even deal with that weight. Let's put that thing in the tool slot, and then... everything's fine. Now that I have teleport control, I wonder if Dark Forge is an option. Though they did make teleporting quite a bit harder now in it. I think teleport control no longer really works in it. That's a bummer. That's a Gorgon. That used to be a Gorgon before I killed it. And let's just cross the big room as fast as we can. It's almost pacified now because all the monsters are bunched up to the right, where I haven't been yet, so I haven't killed any of them yet. However, the topic of... I'm over here. I thought I might want to dig a shortcut the way I'm probably gonna do here. I don't know, I don't have to walk too far out of my way, so that's fine. Excuse me. We're almost out of this place. Right. Next stop, Tomb of the High Kings. This, by the way, is the Tower of Eternal Flames, which will be our second next stop. And we're here. Tomb of the High Kings consists of 2 regular levels followed by several cavernous levels, which are a bit annoying to get through. Fomorian Giant is always a bit of a gamble, though losing points of appearance never really matters, so you might as well try and go for that strength. Fuck are these things? Chaos spawns. Yeah, I know. The Scroll of Cure Blindness, one of the joke items of the game. If you can't figure out why it's a joke item, try and think about the concept a little bit. Don't worry, we'll wait. It's also the less obvious joke item of Potion of Stun Recovery. Because as it happens, you cannot actually drink potions while stunned, so there's nothing to recover from. Still getting kind of hard to get used to wraiths passing through walls. It's not that dangerous, it's just unusual. fuck is... Ah, it's a gibbering mouther. Everything's fine. They're not very strong. And that night there is an acid vortex. I don't want any of that. Leaving behind a splint mail with some... I don't even know. Might be Eternium splint mail. I don't think it's Eternium, so... Probably not even worth the hassle of carrying it around, but... I'm a pack rat at heart. Let's wrestle some bears. Okay, kill it with an Eternium sword. Maybe the next bear I'll wrestle. We're ready to throw down. Now, with the cavernous levels, I usually... If I visit these at a stage of the game where I'm trying to... still looking for certain items that I really kind of need. I tend to farm these levels because they have a pretty high danger level and it's more fun than some of the other stuff you can do. But I'm not actually in that position right now, so what I'm going to do is look for the exits as quickly as possible and move on to the final stage of this dungeon, which has the actual prize that I'm trying to get. The prize happens to be a semi-necessary item to progress to the later stages of the game. Semi-necessary in that you can actually bypass getting it. It just has negative consequences of rather pronounced kind. I might actually want to figure out at some stage what Benalban's Cloak of Defense is doing, because if it actually offers paralyzation resistance, I don't even have to bother with the Amulet of Free Action. So let's do that. Benalban's Cloak of Defense. Resistance to fire, resistance to cold, resistance to invisibility, and resistance to shock attacks. Somewhat worse than I hoped, but it does mean that I definitely don't have to use the Ring of the High Kings that I'm gonna get from here in any significant way. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I lost the Blessed Scroll of Uncursing, but otherwise everything's fine. Where's the Harumph? I'm kind of curious what a Dawn Beast actually looks like. So there's that. But what I'm really looking for the most are the damn downstairs, actually. Actually. I kind of refuse to show. That is a Dawn Beast? Could look a bit more intimidating than it does, to be honest. Dawn Beasts paralyze if you simply attack them. So it's crucial to have paralyzation resistance if you're gonna try and use melee. Thankfully you can do some things without them paralyzing you by their gaze. Though, when I say some things, I probably have to add a restriction that's probably just spells that you can use just fine. But mostly you just want to be power station distance, or you just run like hell if you hear the harumph that accompanies their presence on a level. Harumph. Oh, stupid staircases. I don't want to run into more of these vortices. I'm just gonna destroy more of my precious items. One of magic missiles, very good to have. Because magic missiles are the ultimate failsafe as far regarding spells. Because it's the one form of energy that nobody resists, that the PC can actually wield. The other form of energy nobody resists is water, but a PC can't use water attacks. That's a prerogative of water elementals and the like. Or the water dragon water dragon, yeah. Wolves and shit. One dog creation. Let's leave. And there we go. More scrolls. Scroll of gold detection. Fairly useless. Though I guess there are cases where you can deduce some important locations from... Huh. Lucky fire beetle. That was a fireball trap and he's a fire beetle. No, don't do it again. Yeah, I'm staying away from you. You're the stupidest fire beetle ever. Right, okay. No, if he's peaceful, I don't want to attack him. Hello, stranger. What dost thou wish? Stop talking, for starters. For you to stop talking. More scrolls of gold detection. What's up with this level? Oh yeah, it's hunger. I was wondering where my spats were going, but the stat drops arrive a lot earlier in this version. So you really kind of have to keep on top of that shit. And we're here, the final level of the Tomb of the High Kings. Now, what about the water in here? Apparently, oh dear. In this particular version of the game, where usually you'd see on a fairly good warning about the true nature of this water on a minimap, here it looks very much like regular water. Which is kind of mean, once you think about it. Now, with regards to equipment and stuff, we have to get below 2000. So let's just drop a lot of the stuff wholesale. Not really needing much of any of this. Yeah, I don't really have many quarrels anyway. Though I do have a quarrel with this creature in here. Get it? It's just a quarrel. It's a word with two meanings, apparently. To have a quarrel with someone. Or to shoot quarrels at things, at someone or something. Not sure what's up with that. Strange language indeed. Yeah, let's go. Ah, almost done. Almost done. Now, what I kind of... what else do I not need? I don't need 5 uncursed torches for starters. I probably shouldn't have any of these C's with me. I'm just gonna multiply at an inopportune moment. I wish I had some source of confusion resistance, because that might get ugly. I'm not sure. I think in this version staggering becomes more of a problem. So I'm gonna try and spread that Frostbolt ice bridge around. So definitely don't run into trouble there. So I get some leeway. And I do happen to be an elementalist, so I have Frostbolt for days. Even if it only gets one square covered per cast. Let's hope I don't get my ass killed. And no, I do not want that. Do I have a Blessed Scroll of Power, or do I have to drink or use regular ones? I'm not sure. I might as well drink some of the potions anyway. Potions of toughness, potion of strength. I also have one. Those are some good stat boosts after this. Some very good stat boosts waiting for me. I might as well go over here and pick up one of these spell books and do some light reading. Oh, now I can finally get some decent castings out of it. Okay, let's not do that. Whew. I kind of lucked out there, because there's a chance for any square to break. Oh dear. Okay, I'm calm. Calm as someone who is very calm. That is me. Oh! Turns out the Skeletal Kings now summon help. So they fixed that part of it. Do they still use Minecraft? Apparently not. Get off the ice bridge. I don't want to fight with you on there. Can I take him in melee? Turns out that actually is kind of troublesome. Even though my broadsword is blessed, he barely takes any damage. But I don't think he's immune to fire, so I should have done this ages ago. Right. Check weight again. I'm fine. Get in there, take the platinum ring, and get the fuck out of this hellhole of a place. Far away from any creaking ice. Uah. My Snake Bomb Beyond corpse is cursed, apparently, so I'm gonna do at this stage. I'm going to drop my potions of unholy water. I'm going to dip my scrolls of uncursing. Where are my scrolls of uncursing? Do I own scrolls of uncursing? Oh. Huh. Well, ain't that a kick in the teeth? I usually have scrolls of uncursing. Well, that kind of removes some of my options. Dip that shit in holy water and leave before it's completely rotted. Now, do I take the long way around? Do I look for a shortcut here? Not much of a shortcut to be found there unless I want to dig one. And that kind of removes the expediency argument that would have called for using a shortcut otherwise. So let's not do that. Would be a waste of time. Huh. Well, that kind of takes the fun out of it. In ASCII mode, this would look like this. You'd be staring at another wall and would have no idea it's even there. It would actually work as intended. Here, it's now a living wall, and I can see from miles away that it's a nasty wall with nasty big teeth. And the surprise element is completely gone. What a shame. Apparently they didn't find a way to get that to work with the new graphics and the engine. I mean, it's understandable. The walls around that wall would have to look differently, and that would change with every square it moves to still fit with its surroundings and such. That would be a major hassle for the graphics engine to deal with, that it might not be capable of dealing with. And how about I just turn around and forget that ever happened? Because, as I've mentioned before, I may be immune to lightning, but my items are not. So that's not a good place to go in at all. Oh, stupid elves with their stupid spiders and stupidness and shit and dick. And that is that dungeon done. Now I should be about ready to proceed to the Tower of Eternal Flames. There's gonna be just a little bit of preparation left. I have some potions I want to drink for some remaining stat ups, so I'm as strong as I possibly can be. I'll try and drop a bunch of my items before I go, and why I thought I had to go this way I will never find out. No, I want to use my pickaxe. What are you talking about? I mean, I might as well. I already started walking entirely wrong direction, all the way around, like the idiot I am. Iron shod gauntlets are gauntlets of strength. Fairly useful. Not in the Tower of Eternal Flames, though. It kind of depends how much of a strength bonus you get from them. Now, I don't want to store any items up there because I don't want to be walking all the way up there again. Actually, change of plans. There's one more place I can visit before I go back there. And I might as well. Which is this dungeon here. Before I do that, I'm gonna pay a visit to the old barbarian again. Ye show promise, me show more. Okay, I'm not courageous enough yet. Because I'm pretty sure I can take some of these steel golems, especially with the pile of construct slaying crawls I have in my pack. Which I might as well equip at this stage. Just gotta remember not to use it against anything that's not. Steel golems. Silver bracers. What are they anyway? I mean, I'm very, very satisfied with the bracers I'm currently wearing. Yeah. Okay. Bracer protection it is. And there we have a steel golem. What happens if I try to melee one? I can barely harm it. It can barely harm me. So that would simply take a while. I can kill them pretty fast if I wanted to, either with construct slaying or lightning ball. So I'm not too bothered about Darkforge. So I might as well go for it. Might be artifacts in there. There will be pools in there, which I'm not really gonna use, but the artifacts are... the items that might be artifacts are worth a shot. Generally speaking. Fuck's this guy? Werewolf Lord. Okay. Fill the... Die, vampire. You don't belong in this world. I was summoned here by humans who wish to pay me... No boss fight quality there. Your equipment seems to become smelly? Is that a new message for rotting? It's actually much more fitting than what it used to be. So this is why you would usually want to have at least one spare weapon, because you might get disarmed. Now, as an elementalist, it doesn't really matter, because it just uses spells up anyway. And just re-equipping a weapon after you get one, lose one to... Oh dear. That's an qual of construct slaying gone. That didn't need to be. Let's not do that again. And here we are. Now, if I had lightning bolt, this would be a pretty good moment to do it. I'm gonna check if I have a wand of lightning, because that will accomplishes the same. I don't, so I won't try and do it like that. I'm just gonna fight these things. Turns out my broadsword mostly does enough damage to do it. Especially with the ring of damage supporting it. How much damage do I do anyway? Plus 26 is pretty good. 2d7 plus 26. It's like 33 average. So with a critical hit, I get past the PV. 37. Yeah, a high damage roll simply gets past the PV then. With 37 average. Or I do critical hits. They get past DV too. Now I don't really do critical hits all that frequently because I lack the find weakness skill. But it seems to be enough. It's Eternium, sure. No, I don't. I think it's Mithril. So not that interesting. Should probably check what the new effect of teleporting in here is. Ring of Regeneration takes care of a whole lot of this healing that I need to do. Kind of surprised. Yeah, this takes ages. Like this. I have enough armor not to be terribly bothered by their attacks, but... And I have more passive healing than they do. Still, I can't spam the attack button too much. because a steel golem critical can take a pretty severe chunk of my health. Thankfully nothing too big. Oh, this one goes down pretty easily. Having some luck with those critical hits. And we're done with the first batch of these. Now, where was the... yeah, there we go. Where's the weapon stash? I think I have to reach the main room for that. Keep forgetting where this shit is. Where am I? Where do I have to go again? Oh, I'm here. Right here. No? I have been to this place how many times? Oh, this is embarrassing. There we go. Why didn't that work before? Okay. This is the main room. There's more steel saw golems in here. Let's get a move on, please. Actually, I could probably add some more points of damage by doing this. Considering that my armor is holding anyway. Yeah, that gets rid of them quite a bit faster, actually. Adamantium mace. I don't care. Oh well, some money at least. Bunch of forges in here. Not really worth using. This space does have some significant corruption going on. So you don't want to spend that time here that you would while smithing. I don't want to talk to this guy at all. He does have some quests on offer, but I'm a champion of law, and my goodwill towards this particular creature of chaos goes as far as to me not murdering it horribly. So apparently killing him fixes teleportation on Darkforge. Allows you to properly teleport here, which can be worth it. Oh, wonderful. Yep, wiping my face does nothing. I'm just teleported. Which would usually be terribly disorienting while invisible, because you wouldn't know where you... while blind, because you wouldn't know where you arrived. But, in this particular case, the camera realigns to tell you where you went. Now, okay, we're done here and can check out the item stash. There's some White Dragon Scale Mail, which I'm gonna take. Plate Mail, 500 stones, I think is just iron. So not that interesting. Ring Mail 216, this Eternium Ring Mail might have a property that might make it interesting. The robes might be robes of invisibility, though I guess even if they are, that's not very interesting at all. So I'm not sure why I bother. Ah, apparently I still have some benefit from my dexterity. And we're in a second room, which for some reason now has Dwarven Chaos Knickets in it. Pickaxe, 200 swords, Scroll of Item Destruction, Stone Cup Club, Warhammer, Eternium, Mace, Scourge, no. Killer, Steel Horror, Orcish Dagger, Broadsword, no. That's Eternium. No, 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 no. Mithril, no, no, no. Oh well, might as well. That's adamantium. Nah. Yeah, looks like a fairly poor turnout here. But there are worse things in the world. Now, do I want to bother with the Crown of Science? I think I have the learning to get my reading done without it. And I don't want to waste any more time at this stage. Especially considering that I've somehow managed to dawdle for another 55 minutes without visiting the Tower of Eternal Flames after all. So, forget about a Crown of Science and move on out of Darkforge. And in the next episode, we are actually gonna tackle the Tower of Eternal Flames. See you then.